Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know how good this video is going to turn out because I don't have a lot of my camera stuff here with me at the moment. Actually, my daughter has it, so you just have to bear with me on this, but probably going to see me drink my coffee, etc., etc. So it's a dreary, cold, rainy day here in my area with sleet and everything else, so I figured this might be a good time to try to make this video. I've had this, actually a couple of guys messaged me about doing a video on a pinion swap for the ROG1, and I told them I would try my best to do it when I could. Hopefully everybody understands that, you know, I have some of us that have YouTube channels, you know, we don't do it full time. We have, you know, another job, full-time job or business, family, whatever. So it's difficult for us to get in here and make these videos, I guess, in a regular, timely manner, I guess is the way I should state it. So hopefully this, excuse me guys, Jesus, it's been one of them days. I know the camera's probably zoomed in a little much, but I'm trying to keep it to where everybody can see fairly good. But you got right here on the bottom, you got these little screws that you need to remove. There's 3 of them. And the only reason you got to remove them, guys, is just where you'll have easier access to the motor and the pinion. And I've got the camera zoomed in like that because that way I won't have to pick up the camera so much and bring it closer to show you guys what I'm working on at the moment, or what I'm talking about loosening up or removing, etc., etc. So this is just kind of a test run, and hopefully it'll help a couple of young men that's reached out to me and asked me if I would do this. I hate to tell somebody I'll do something and not do it, but I apologize, it's taking a little while, but I have to do it when I can, guys. I hope you all understand that. So there's your little cover that comes off the bottom. And then hopefully you can see right there where in the motor really well, the motor area. Now you can remove the try to throw a little more light on, guys. I know the lighting's not the best down here in the basement, but we're remodeling. And anyway, so you can remove the rear tire and wheel to give you a little more room, but I'm not going to do all that, and I'm not going to unplug my motor because I've already got mine set up and swapped. But the way I'm going to run it for now, but hopefully you all can see. Right here you've got these 2 screws. Alright, the Omni terminator is very similar, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you those screws on the top for the motor mount right here are 2.5 millimeter. I would suggest you buy you some good quality tools. Now these aren't the top of the line by any means. They're not a Snap-on or a Matco or anything like that, but I got these from a really good reputable RC supply place, and so far they have been great, because some of these little small tiny 1 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter screws that some of these Chinese companies use, they're a really soft metal and they will strip out on you in a heartbeat if you don't have decent tools. And the other thing you need to remove right here, guys, is this. There's a little plastic cover here and a screw, and you'll need a 1.5 millimeter hex for it. This is just basically your dust cover, your pinion cover is all it is. Then you'll see you got it out, and then you've got one screw here on the bottom, right beside where the side cover comes off. You'll want to remove it. It's the one furthest to the outside of the chassis, and then that will release the little pinion cover. I would recommend you probably remove that first and then remove the top one second, but anyway. So there you go, and I always try to keep my screws over here together, separated, so I know where they go. You can do it your own way, but now hopefully you can see in there, there's your pinion screws that you can get to if you need to just change your pinion, if you want to try to change it with it on the truck. But I would highly suggest that you pull the motor off. And like I said, I've already got this one loose. I wasn't going to take it all the way off, guys, to be honest with you, because I already had my meshing all set, but I'll go ahead and do it for the video, just so. And I would highly suggest that you get some 242 Loctite. The removable blue thread locker is what I use. People use different things, but I got a couple of people asking me if I'll do this video on the Omni Terminator also, and I'll go and tell you guys that the motor mount on this truck and the one on the Omni Terminator is very, very similar. So it is basically the same procedure, except on the Terminator you got one screw up top here, and you got one down here on the bottom motor mount to where it slides. Then you'll simply slide the motor towards the outside of the truck, and there you have it. And then you got a little slot right here in your motor mount to where you can get to your grub screw. Probably ain't picking up very well on the camera, but I don't want to pick the camera up because I've got grease and stuff on my hand. But right there, here's your grub screw. And you can see how the little motor mount is there. Now, this is, like I said, is very similar to the Omni Terminator, but it is a little different. If you want to run any bigger pinion than, I think a 24 tooth is as big as I could fit in here, and it was a little tight. Right now this is a 23 tooth pinion on here. You'll have to clearance these notches out a little bit, or you'll have some adjustment where to slide on out. But you know, you need to be careful because you don't want to weaken the material. And then you'll want to slide, like I said, hopefully you can see in there, guys. I know this isn't probably the best, and I'm trying my best, but trying to hold this car in the camera is just impossible to do. There's your two screws we just took out. So how you adjust your mesh is it slides in and out like that. And you'll be able to tell if your mesh is right, especially if you've been doing this for a while, but just by the sound of it, you'll know if it's too tight when you try to roll it. I'll try to demonstrate that the best I can on this video. I always just start my motor mount screws, get it started, leave it where it's loose, and then see if I can at least hear the mesh. Don't know if the camera's picking that up, guys, but listen. You'll want to be able to hear some clearance in between there. This is something anybody can do if you just take your time. Don't try to be a hero, and don't try to do it all at one time, and for sure don't try to do it quickly. Take your time, because it does not take but just a split second to strip out one of these pinion or spur or both, and then you got to take your whole truck apart. Maybe you can hear that, guys. Listen, you'll hear the little bit of a clearance that's in there. You'll want to be able to move your pinion gear just a bare minimum bit to where it's not bound up against your spur gear. And you'll hear it clicking. And the simple other way is to roll it, guys, and make sure there's not a lot of resistance. You'll want to make sure the truck rolls freely like that. And just by that sound, you can pretty much tell you're close on your mesh. Now, I know that's not the best example to show you guys, but like I said, I don't have another set of hands here to help me today with the camera. So I'm having to do this with the camera on a little tripod and show you guys the best I can. But that is how you change the gear on an ROG1. Hopefully you all can see that. And I'll try this holding the camera. Maybe you can hear it. Hear that? You'll know if you got enough clearance in there. You'll want it to be able to move freely. So anyway, guys, that's about it. Like I said, the Omni Terminator is almost identical procedure, except the Omni Terminator has a top motor mount screw here and one down on the bottom. And it's the same procedure there. Almost identical, same mount, except it's a little bit different. But they're both a 28mm motor, but it's just you're in a lot smaller area here with the ROG1 than you are on the Terminator. Don't forget to put your little dust cover back on, because you don't want stuff getting in there with your pinion gear. And then when you get old eyes like me, you grab the wrong driver. There's a lot of great channels out there, guys, that are a lot of great people in this community that will help if you just ask. And I, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, claim to be the best RC person or repair person or video maker or repair video, whatever, tutorial repair videos or anything like that. But I try to help. And I try to keep my word if I tell somebody I'm going to do something. There's several channels out there that I'm dealing with talk to on a regular basis, I guess I should say. Memphis Moto RC. Go check out his channel, like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. He has one of these trucks that is absolutely flying. You've got Brian at Brian's RC Stuff. I'm not going to say too much, but you'll see something very similar to this on his channel soon. And if you guys are familiar with Brian, then you'll automatically know that it will not be long before that truck is absolutely screaming. So this is your little side cover, guys. Like I said, you got those little screw 3 holes on the bottom. I always try to start the one in the middle, just to hold the bracket. Be careful, because these screws are small. Sorry guys, my phone's beeping in the background, but that's all that phone does from the time I turn it on in the morning. More than likely it's email after email after email and for work, and I'm trying to avoid those a little bit right now because I've taken some time off. Not going to get into that, but I'm sure some of you are familiar with why I took off, and just trying to clear up some issues concerning my late father. So I figured during this time, while I was trying to get all that adjusted, that I could, and taken care of, that I could concentrate on the channel a little more, since it kind of, I didn't avoid the channel, but I wasn't able to do a whole lot on it for a couple of months there, especially between probably the end of September through mid-December, somewhere through there, because we lost my father in November. And to be honest with you guys, I just wasn't in the mood to mess with it. I didn't feel like it. I just had a lot on me. So hopefully that helps you guys. I hope that was explanatory enough. Now you will notice that I've got a cooling fan on this motor here, and that is the fan off of the stock ESC, because these little ROG1s don't come with cooling fan on the motor. So when I upgraded the ESC to this little V Best Life, it already had a cooling fan on it, so I used the cooling fan off the old ESC and put it on the motor. It bolted right on, no problem. But you will notice once you do that, when you go to put the body shell on, you kind of got to pull the body out a little bit because it's got to kind of stretch over that little fan on the side, because it's, like I said, this thing didn't come from the factory with a fan on it. And there you have it, guys. Pinion swap ROG1. And like I said, it's just going to take you a little while. If you have any questions, find somebody that knows, or send a video clip and post it up on somebody's channel or on your channel. Find out if the mesh and all that's right. Don't risk getting out there tearing up your RC if you're not sure, but you don't want any resistance hardly at all when you roll your RC. You kind of hear that sound. Once you get used to setting gear mesh, you'll just do it second nature. It's not a problem. And you'll want this truck to be able to roll pretty easy. If you just push it and it basically stops as soon as you push it, gear mesh is too tight somewhere. Somewhere gearing is too tight. It's just a thing, I guess, as old timers say, it's just kind of sound by ear or whatever, and you'll be able to hear the sound and kind of know if you're close. And but the easiest way to do it is holding your, well, on this one you're going to hold the slipper clutch, but you know, on the Terminator you're going to hold the center diff, keep it from turning, and then use your other finger to kind of move the pinion gear back and forth to make sure you got some clearance in there. So, by the way, real quick, guys, I'll go ahead and add this video clip in there for you this morning to know. I'll leave a link down in the description where you can get these. These are from Hobby Park. They offer a bigger set, but I only got this 4-piece set. You got a 2.5 millimeter, a 2 millimeter, 1.5, and then the big one is a 3 millimeter. The only reason I got this 4-piece, guys, is because I already had some in the other sizes. But most 95% of my RCs use these 4. And truthfully, 90% of those only use these. Only my smaller stuff like this one use the 1.5 millimeter stuff. So I'll leave a link down in the video description where you can get these from Amazon. And leave a link, and if you don't mind, use that link if you consider buying some. It kind of helps the channel out. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully that helped, guys. I know it wasn't the best video by far. Try to zoom this out a little bit. So I tried to keep it zoomed in so everybody could see, hopefully a little clearer than, you know, what I was doing there and what I was talking about. So anyway, guys, appreciate you all watching. If you found this video helpful in any way at all, please consider giving it a thumbs up. The channel's really growing. It's really took off in the last, I don't know, week or two, guys. I think we've gained 45 subscribers in the last 10 days. So I'm really proud of that. I'm trying to put some more effort into the channel, but like I said, I've got other family issues that's going on as well. So please be patient and bear with me. But I do have a full-time job. My brother and I own a business together, so I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so please be patient if I don't respond right away or if I don't upload a video, you know, as often as you like. Just bear with me because I will get around to it. But our most recent video that I uploaded of this, we posted, it was 74 miles per hour. I'll go ahead and do a spoiler alert, guys. We have broke 75 miles an hour. I'm not going to say what we hit yet. I'll just say that for the video. But so far, this sort of be a little bit of a hint. So far, every goal we've set for this truck, we've accomplished. I'll leave it at that. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Most of all, everybody have a blessed, safe week. God bless. God bless America. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.